Back, we are with our different guests. We are still within the Career Expo 2025. Today we had loads and loads of guests because we want to serve you, my team SA Amahle. And in studio right now, I'm with Khashla. Cash content from Montege Group. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me, Lebo.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. I really appreciate
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Khashla, please introduce yourself.
Okay. So my name is Khashla Mthombeni.
Yeah.
I'm from Zenin. I currently work at Montege Property Group. We're based in Bryanston.
Okay.
I've been with the company for 2 years, but the company, for sure, it's been running for more than 4 years now.
Okay.
The journey has been so smooth, but on a 50-50 basis.
All right.
Because obviously we earn on commission.
Oh.
And the more deals you close, the more you earn. If you don't close deals, then you don't earn.
Then you gotta push.
Then you gotta push. You gotta
Okay.
make sure you close deals. You make sure you're gonna close sales as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's basically it. It's not a 24/7 job. You dictate your time. So I usually work from 10 in the morning up until 3, and then back at it in the evening around 6, because then at least you are able to still check properties on the market and then prepare again for the next day.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, tell me more about Montege Group.
Okay, so Montege Property Group just deals with corporate clients. We pursue and strive to place in good tenants, 5 stars, that do long-term lease rentals.
Okay.
We make sure that our placement fees and our management fees are reasonable so that we get good landlords.
Okay. I can
Yeah.
work a 5-star. Manageable fees.
So it's
Okay.
usually clients from overseas in most cases.
Oh,
or,
okay.
companies that are moving clients from overseas, bring them this side. So it's usually leases that are under a company instead of personal capacity.
All right.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, we learn every day.
Yes.
All right. You look young, I must say.
Is it?
Yeah. So, because, mostly when you talk property, it's another thing which man, property no busiras nyana, the age it has to. Why you went into this field? What inspired you?
Okay, so I was working for a civil engineer in Midrand. I worked for him for about 3 years. So I was his PA and property manager. So I managed like 18 properties, which 2 were Airbnbs in Pick and Wood Golf Estate, and then the rest were just normal rentals, but in different areas in Gauteng. So then that, grabbed so many attention to me and the clients that I would meet every day to say, this is your duty, this is your role, this is something that you can work on and do. And besides that, I studied marketing management. So it made it easier for me with character building, confidence, communication. So it helps as well. What you study makes you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It does in different occupations and so on. But it just goes back to character. If this is your passion, then you're going to do it, because we have different people wanting different opportunities. But if you don't have the strive within you, the persistence, the determination, the focus, then you can't do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, getting into what you studied,
Yeah.
what can you advise the team essays out there, and what's that they could take into getting to property field? Any studies, courses that you might advise on?
Okay, so first thing first, obviously your matric. You need a driver's license, you need a car, because you need to go out there, you need to have viewings, you need to meet owners and get properties and list properties. Besides the course, there are other accreditations that you should do, which is the
let's get into
PPRA office, which is based in Sandton. So first, before you even get the certificate, you need to be registered with a different agency. So I joined Montege. Then you need a letter from the company to say this is the company you're working for, and then they give you a certificate after that, which is an FFC. So in most cases, owners tend to only work with agents that are registered with the PPRA.
Only registered, guys.
Yeah.
Only registered. As food apply
Yeah.
by night.
Yes.
We want you to be successful to succeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, obviously, when you register, you become an intern for a year.
Oh,
After
okay.
being an intern, then you can still then write your NQF4 and NQF5. Then from there, run for like 2 years. When you're done, then you can run as your own, like
All right.
as a principal, because you cannot run without those certifications.
Is this where you get to have your own company? So
Yes.
Chimanje saying
Yeah.
a cash content
Content.
yummy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Any advice to youngsters out there into property, multi property?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What advice would you give them?
Okay, so all I can say is it's not so easy as they make it look. But if you're determined, time management is very important, and being out there, being able to market yourself, because you can't do it. Even if you work for a good boss that can try and market you, like you have business cards, you make posters, you can't. As long as you don't have the motive inside, then you just can't do it. Just need to be self-motivated, be out there, good communication skills, then that's all you need.
Wow.
Yeah.
Any successful story you want to share with us? Dilinyana also, you see this one? No, it was the one. Gule 2 years later. This was the one.
I've closed good deals. I just can't say for how much, because obviously,
Yeah, that privacy.
Yes, privacy. Yeah, it's a very poppy act, man. Yeah. But I've closed good deals. The commission is quite good. So like with our company, our commission split is 70-30. Different companies offer different scales. There's some that do 50-50, 60-40. I think the maximum it's usually 80-20. But that's if you have the FFC and you're registered, you have done your NQF4 and NQF5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And challenges you want to share? With
Challenges is having to call landlords, and then they'll tell you, who said I'm interested in renting out my property? Who said you should give me a call? Those, you deal with bad clientele on that basis. And then you have also clients that are always late for viewings and expect you to wait. And if you ask them, why were you late? They're like, but this is your job, if I don't get this unit, then you're not getting paid, because obviously it's out there that agents are getting paid on commission. So obviously if I don't get a unit rented out, it's as if, there's nothing else
and how
on
do
the
you
table.
approach,
Silence.
Silence.
Silence. I think silence helps, where you don't try so much to push and say, I can also give you the same attitude, but then you hold yourself and say, no, it's okay. I apologize. I understand you are late. It's okay. And we just take them through, and whatever questions that they might have, then you just answer accordingly.
Okay, so you get to be calm and not give them the you go girl.
Yeah, because the client is always right at the end of the day.
The client is always right.
Yeah.
Definitely. So where do you see yourself in 5-10 years?
Honestly, I see myself running my own in the next 10 years. Yeah.
Okay.
If
So
not
the
less.
will still be pushing.
It'll still be pushing. Yeah, because you still need to be mentored. You still need to build relationships. Make sure that people know, even where you stay, that people know that you're an agent, because it starts there. When you leave the estate, if people are looking for properties, it's always important to just leave business cards and tell securities that if anyone is looking, I'm here to assist. And you just go door by door, advertise yourself, market yourself, and gets easier day by day.
All right. And what skills do you consider essential, in success with the property industry?
Number one would be good communication skills.
Okay.
Having to articulate yourself well. Always dress for success.
You must always dress?
Dress for success, like dress well, look good.
Pink is my favorite color.
Is it?
Yeah.
Self-respect, and understanding that the client comes first, and putting yourself in the client's shoes, it always works out better. Yeah.
All right. And what inspires you to pursue, which I still want to go deeper into property, as much as you see yourself in 10 years, it inspire you on, day to day, because there are those challenges. We understand,
Well, I guess what inspires me most is that I have a child. I have a 7-year-old. So I wish to stay with her one day. I wish to own my own property, having to do school drop-offs like other parents and so on.
Okay,
So it
okay.
motivates you to do well. It motivates you to have the mindset to say, one day I want to have my own company running, have my child here, and get things in order.
Kule 2 years le, what
Yeah.
are the biggest obstacles that you faced?
Yo.
Nozothi yabona le ngiyayeka.
2 evictions.
Okay.
2 evictions that I've had to do. 2 evictions where...
like 2-3 minutes
Yeah.
just okay.
Yeah, those were the worst, because then you get clients that are good, the credit rating is very good, and then now, some lose jobs, and then some just become arrogant to say, I know my rights. Even if you say you'll kick me out, I won't go out, because then the Rental Act doesn't allow you to take out someone like that, in the unit, even if they give you, even if you give them 30 days notice, or they give you 30 days to say I'm moving out. But if they don't get another place, then they're still entitled to still stay in the house.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
And
there any other way?
and they block you from, bringing in potential clients to see the property. Yeah. And there's always fights, verbal fights, and you always have to keep quiet, because if you speak, they're recording you, they're going to leave a review. You have to deal with so many, landlords having to contact you to say, is this how you are? Is this your character? Which landlord would want to work with someone that is trending, obviously, for, violence and so on? No one. Yeah. Yeah, a lot.
How important is networking? Because obviously, as you're saying, that you need to deal with different people, the attitude, and do you have to become, how important is networking for you, we property field?
Okay, so networking is very important. You need to master it. I met a lady last, and she said, the best part to master networking is having to do, having to go out there and joining different sports. So then I joined golf, and you know what, with golf, you meet all the corporate clients you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you change your T-shirt, you put the name of the company at the back. So when you're playing, you have people saying, hi, I have a property, let's say in Santon, I would like you to come have a look. I would like to rent it out, either on short-term rentals or long-term, or maybe just Airbnb,
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes it easy as well. And the more you just go out there at the Roberts, sometimes you drop your business cards, your flyers. It helps with
And
networking.
any collaborations? Like, do you get to collaborate maybe no Montege on your call we property, but say I'm selling my house. How
Yes.
do you do that? Like, how do you
So
approach
they usually
collaborating?
so they usually just call in, because obviously owners tend to check which agencies depending on the area that they're in. So in most cases that I've seen is that I would get an owner contacting me to say, hi Khashla, I've seen you have properties in this area.
Okay.
I actually have a property. I would like to list it for sale or for rental. Can you come in and have a look? So obviously when you get there, if it's for sale, would need to do an evaluation first and tell the client that this is the current rate that the property is going at. Or if it's for rental, then I would also have to tell them that, at this rate, this property, the amount of rooms, if it has a pool, it's always a plus, and domestic quarters, a plus plus. So yeah, it goes in that cycle. So it makes it easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
In closing, what's your day typically like? House should be the property, a typical day, yeah. Any
Should I say
hobbies, any hobbies, I mean, maybe there is something, any interest out of property, or this is just parallel, into ipegile,
Besides having to look at different podcasts and TV shows, would be to play golf or, checking out different fashion. I love fashion. I love looking good.
okay.
So yeah, that's the
Okay.
only thing. I don't want to lie and say I do something else.
You don't have, you want
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah. Yeah,
Property.
no.
What's that you do?
Nah,
nje?
there's nothing more to it,
Maybe
yeah.
nothing yeah. interested, but they then say, no, akunasikhathi sokuphumula.
Yeah.
So, you can
No,
say,
there is time, because I start work
yeah.
at 10. And you give yourself time. There are people that start work at 8. Yeah, and then maybe by 12 they're done. So you start work. I start work at 10 because then there's no traffic.
Hours, yeah.
Then it makes it easier for me to call landlords because then you don't want to call a landlord before 10 because then they have runs to do, they have meetings to attend, and the best time to speak to someone is usually after 10, not before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had it, guys.
Yeah.
Do you still want to say anything more? Guma team essays way to, you know, is there anything more that you want to advise our matriculants?
Yes, all I can say is that property does have money. If you have the right mentors, if you join the right company that is registered, and you also are registered, it really helps because then you get to attract people that you wouldn't think you'd even attract. You know, there are moments where would get like requests from different developments. Not that we have to market ourselves, but they come in because of the reviews we have and people having to share our links and properties, and because we make sure that our property listings on the market, the picture quality is good.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it
whatever
puts a plus
that's out there,
Yeah.
and with what I'm coming to see, it has to match.
It has to match because they're allowed to still report you to the PPRA and say, you know, I've went to a viewing. This listing is not the same as
The
what
one in
I've
the
just
picture.
seen. Yeah.
Yeah, catfish.
Catfish. Yeah. Yeah. Scam.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
No, but I trust you.
Yes.
Should I?
Yes, you should.
Oh, but you hear.
I think I've been doing good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've been doing good. I think there's no 100%. Obviously, we all aim at 100 to get good reviews, but obviously, there should be, out of 10, there should be 2 or 3 bad reviews about someone. And not that you aim at it, but I think it's just petty mistakes that can be avoided and that you can learn from at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
True. Wow.
Yes.
Thank you for gracing us with the insight of property, you know, telling us
Thank you
about your
for having
career
me.
part. You know, hopefully that someone at home watching us is inspired by his story. Say, dynamite comes in small packages, but we still bring it to you with the SMT Career Expo 2025. It is from us today, Siavala, but we're going to come back with more guests. As Pelelila, you better stay tuned. You better be on that link. You better be on those platforms. Follow us. Thank you so much for watching at home and being with us. We will see you on day 8 of our Career Expo.
Yes.